Morning everyone, I hope everyone's well. This morning, I've seen this topic being covered a few times, yeah. I'd like to put my little spin on it, and that is craving stuff that you like. Why does it happen? How can I stop it? All this. Now, first of all, in my opinion, craving food is seen to be quite demonised. Like, it's really bad, oh God, I'm craving food, right? If you think there's something wrong with fancying something you like, yeah, then there's something wrong. Yeah, you know, a lot of these people, a lot of plans, they use demonising words, you know, really negative words towards stuff that you might like, that you might crave, like they use sins or points or cheats or things like that, yeah. And then you see, oh, I really want one of them, you know, but I'm not meant to have it, but now I'm starting to crave it, and it can actually magnify the feeling towards something. Does that make sense? You know, you just think, oh, I really want it, but I shouldn't, but I really, really want it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting something that you fancy. That's why these companies make lovely little packages called Mars bars and stuff. Now, sometimes craving, there's two aspects. There's the mental aspect, which you just talk about, I fancy it, and then there's the physical aspect, which is the body asking for food. If you're not, should we say, fueling at the right times, then your body is asking, is actually saying, look, I need food. I need food. That can be confused with craving. Now, obviously, convenience is key these days. Everyone's in a rush. Everyone's running around like a blue-ass fly. So, like, you'll grab something. You think, oh, I fancy it. I'll just have that. It's quick and it's easy. There's not particularly, you know, a huge array of, you know, if you go into, say, a BP garage or Mark Spencer's garage, and there's an aisle as far as the eye could see of Mars bars and bounties and Turkish delights and all them kind of things, and then you get to the thing, and on top of the counter there's a little thing of like a peanut bar or a naked, and there's just as many cans, but they're deemed healthy. It's just tucked in the corner, and like, you know, sometimes just put behind a charity box or put behind, you know, whatever they're advertising for, more stuff on the amazing aisle. But if you think, right, so if you fuel at the right times, it will eliminate snacking. Not eliminate snacking completely, because I like snacking. I think snacking's great. Snacking can be used if you've missed a meal. Snacking can be used to bridge a meal. Snacking can be used to just keep the brain that's craving food. Like, you know, I say to people, if you haven't had a snack and even you fancy something, and you've done your walks and you've been on plan, mate, you have something that you enjoy. Okay, and all of a sudden, like, this crappy, and then what, you know, they're like, often people come and see me in my FaceTime in my office and I just can't stop craving food, and they've got into this cycle where now they've convinced themselves, because other plans have told them how bad it is, that this craving for stuff they like is really, really bad. Then you get the guilt cycle again. Guilt attached to food, mate, you're in a minefield, okay? Now remember, physically or mentally. Mentally, you fancy something, you're craving it, oh, do you know what I really fancy? I really fancy a Twix or, you know, a curly whirly or something like that. And then there's the thing where you've not eaten at the right times, or you've maybe trained a little bit too hard, or you just misjudged a few things, and your body's asking for food. And you think, oh, I'll just grab that. If you could recognise both of these, yeah, one, you can stop the physical side by eating well, yeah, balanced meal, eating your meals at the right times, you know, as best you can. Remember, yeah, drinking enough water. Keeping yourself hydrated, you know, doing all the right things. And the second is mentally craving, where you just think, oh, look, sometimes you feel, oh, I fancy them, I'm going to have it. Yeah, I'm going to have it, yeah, because there's days where it's no different. You think, oh, I fancy a pint, or oh, I fancy a thing, and some people have made it into this big thing saying, oh, I was just craving chocolate. I don't know what was wrong, I was craving chocolate. You go, no, you fancied a bit of chocolate, but it's been made into such a big thing these days. You have to appease your own guilt to people. You have to project it to people by saying, oh, I just didn't know what to do. I was craving. I was literally tearing at my own skin, so I had a fucking Kit Kat. You're like, it's not that bad, is it? You know, and then people eat it and they're like, oh, and then they'll tell you about it for the rest of the day, how they had to have that Kit Kat, how they had to have that Kit Kat. And that's how much guilt there is attached to certain things. And like, until you really recognise it, you won't notice that you're doing it. And then when you notice that you're doing it, you will notice so many other people doing it, man. I see it all the time. It's hilarious. But I mean, it's hilarious and it's quite sad as well, okay? There's a lot of plans out there that are psychologically damaging towards food, that have labelled certain thing, snacking, as craving. Like, craving is craving a nice word? I don't think it's a very nice word at all. No, you know what I mean? You're just like, you know, I might say, well, I was a little bit hungry, I was a little bit caught short, I saw one of them, I fancied one of them, I had it, and it was really nice. Not, oh, I was a little bit caught short, oh, I was feeling, I was craving this, you know, and I ate this chocolate bar. Although you enjoyed it, you now feel the need to tell everyone that you didn't, and you feel shit and you shouldn't. You know, it's just a chocolate bar. Just buy a small one. You don't have to be so dramatic. Yeah? Snacking's cool. I've done a video on snacking before. Snacking's our mate. You know, it can help you on a number of things. But remember, when you're really fancy something, thinking, is this physical or is it mental? Have the best day, man.